Well, good day, everybody. This is Chris with the Ancient Scholar. I hope this video finds you all doing well. In this particular video, I want to do a quick update or just a tack on to the calcium and hyperkalemia video I posted a little earlier. So in that original video, I was obviously being a little flippant. I just wanted to emphasize that I was just being a little flippant in that video, and I want to make sure that I emphasize really where I stand on things. So first and foremost, at this point in time, I do not believe that we should quit using calcium in the frontline emergency treatment of potential life-threatening hyperkalemia. I don't think that's what the meta-analysis and systemic review really says. And so I want to make that clear. I do feel that the study does make a good case for emphasizing dextrose and high-dose albuterol, right? I think there's a very strong signal there. That said, the 100 or so studies that were used in the meta-analysis were pragmatic, to say the least, or to say the most. And I think I mentioned that in the original video, that the quality of evidence going in was not super high, right? The study there was a lot of heterogeneous populations, and they say this in the study as well, there is likely a high degree of variability and potential bias, and so it is a very pragmatic, right, study, to say the least. I guess what I said was that I was a little surprised that if calcium was so profoundly beneficial, despite that, I would have still expected to see a signal, and it didn't appear to be a big signal. So that's interesting. Now, that said, the primary endpoints that they were looking at in this study were really revolved around the decrease of serum potassium levels, which calcium does. That's not how it works, right? It does not work to shift potassium into cells or to enhance renal elimination of potassium. So the primary endpoint is really didn't look at calcium efficacy of calcium, but there were secondary endpoints that they looked at regarding morbidity and mortality. And again, with the messy data that went in, and that's sometimes the issue you can run into. Well, not sometimes, that is one of the main issues you run into with meta-analyses and systemic reviews, is that, garbage in, garbage out, right? If you have limited low quality data coming in, then, right, whatever your overall analysis happens to be is, right, also not going to be high quality, right? So you've got to feed your analysis high quality data, and it just wasn't, right? And so what I think I would say overall is that it's still compelling, it's still interesting, and I think it emphasizes the importance of things like high-dose albuterol and insulin dextrose, but it does warrant additional investigation. I think it would be really interesting, although it might be difficult for sure, but to look at designing studies that can, in a systematized way, with randomization, try to see if there is a signal for calcium. That's going to be hard, though, because it is a kind of a standard of care, and to deny that to a group of people just to see what kind of signal you get is probably going to be difficult. But it is still a compelling story nonetheless. So that's just the additional context I wanted to add to that video that I made earlier on my reaction to this new systemic review and meta-analysis regarding calcium and the role it plays in the treatment of life-threatening hyperkalemia. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.